execution of a switch case is as the same as attendance in the classroom. Recollect yourself in the schooling, how the attendance process is. The teacher calls the number. Number one, the student with the number responds now. Number two, the student with the number responds. Exactly the same thing, man. Switch case is as same as an attendance in the classroom only. Got it? Okay, we'll try the same, guys. We'll try the same thing here. Come on. I'll say switchdemo.cs. Okay? Help me. Using system class switch demo. Now, actually, I want the same thing only. Attendance process we discussed now, same thing only. I want to prompt the user for entering a student number. Got it? Console dot write enter student number. When I say enter student number, you can enter any number, but number of students in a classroom has a restriction. So for the time being, I'm just saying simply 1 to 5. Okay? Any value between 1 to 5. Tomorrow, if 30 students are there, you say 1 to 30. Okay, fine. Next, int s number is equals to int dot parse console dot rate line. Int dot parse console dot rate line. We are reading the value. Next, switch expression. What is the expression? S number. Now you can start writing case 1. If it is case 1, console dot write line, simply I'm printing student 1. And afterwards, break. And can I repeat the same for the remaining 4? Case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5. If you go any number out, then that is going to be default. That's going to be default. Console dot write line. No student exists with the given number. No student exists with a given number, and also break. And also a break now. Everywhere the break is mandatory. Okay, so that's what. So you understood comparatively. See, when you're learning the subject, relate always with your real life. Yeah, subject becomes easy. Just if just you understand attendance in a classroom, that's it. How the teacher calls a number, the student responds. If it's calling 30 students are there, if you call 31, 31, no student is there now. Okay, so that's what. I did not change it. Thank you. 2, 3, 4, 5. CSC switch demo.cs. Yeah. Okay. So nothing difference with if condition, nothing difference with switch case. Only thing is break after default. That's what. So they just made that everything look like same only. Even the last block also. So all blocks look similar now. That's what they introduced. Other than that, there's nothing difference. So these are the 2 conditional branching statements we have. So we have the same in our C language also. We have the same in our C#. Nothing new to explain you. Next one. Conditional looping. Basically, conditional looping means what happens here. We have a single block, but this block will execute multiple times. What if we remove break after case 2? The same thing, man. If you remove break after case 2, You can't. Every block should end with a break. Every block should end with a break. It's a rule. What is it? Conditional branching. Only one block can execute. Only one block can execute. So if you remove a break, that's an error. Every block should end off there immediately. Error, yeah. You got an error. You saw that? You got an error if you remove the break. What next? Conditional looping. So what's conditional looping? Conditional looping means here we have one block of code, but the same block of code executes repeatedly. But the same block of code executes repeatedly until a condition is met. Until a condition is met. That's what we call as conditional looping. Okay. How many loops are available in C language? First one, for loop, while loop, do while loop. So 3 loops now. How many? 3 loops. What is the first one? For loop, while loop, do while. But C# provides you 4 loops. There are 4 loops in C#, and the 4th loop is for each loop. So for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop. There are 4 different loops that are available to you under the C# language. For, while, do while, and the new one is for each. What is for each? I'll tell you. We'll talk about the for each in detail, guys. But mainly, there are 4 different loops that we come across here. C# provides 4 different loops that allows us to execute a block of code repeatedly until a certain condition is met. And those are for loop, while loop, do while loop, for each loop. How do you write a for loop, while loop, do while loop? Syntaxes did not change. Syntaxes did not change. What is new? For each is new, that's all. But remaining 3 are all same only. Recollect yourself, when you write a loop, we know that every loop requires the 3 things for execution. What are the 3 things? First one, initialization. Second one, condition. Third one, iteration. Iteration, not increment or decrement. Iteration. Okay, we should call it as iteration. What is the first one? Initialization. Second one, condition. Third one, iteration. What was initialization? Initialization basically sets you the starting point for the loop. Initialization sets you the starting point for the loop, means from where the loop has to start from. Condition. Condition will decide the ending point of the loop. Condition will decide the ending point of the loop. That is where the loop has to end it. Where the loop has to end it. Third one, iteration. What is the third one? Iteration. And when you talk about the iteration here, iteration, when you talk about this particular iteration, iteration is going to just take you to the next level of the cycle. Basically, a loop is a cycling process. It'll take you to the next level now. It'll take you to the next level of the cycle. That can be forward or backward. If it is a positive iteration, forward. Negative iteration, backward. So don't call increment or decrement. What is it called? Iteration. Iteration can be incrementing or decrementing, but the correct word is iteration. Yeah, guys, have a look. Every loop requires 3 things in common. Initialization, this sets the starting point for a loop. Condition, that decides when the loop must end. Iteration, this takes the loop to the next level, either in forward or backward direction. Either you can go forward or either you can go backward directions by using the iteration. These are the 3 things. And all of you guys, look, there is no difference in the syntax of your for loop. For, initializer, condition, iteration, your statements. And it's the same thing you learned in your C also. See the example code? What it prints? 1 to 100. What it is going to print us? 1 to 100. It will print you from 1 to 100. I'm leaving this to you guys. I'm leaving this to you. I'm not writing the code. Write a class for a demo. Same, using static class for demo, static void main. Inside of it, write the for loop, compile it, execute it. I want you to write this program. Are you clear? I want you to only bring up the class there. That's a class and main method. When code is there. Understood or not? What should be the output? 1 to 100. Okay, write it, execute it, and confirm the output. Clear? Next one. While loop. How do you write? While condition statements. You see the example? Int I is equals to 1. While I less than or equal to 100. Console.writeLine I plus plus. What the output? Same only. Same only. Now also we get the output as 1 to 100. 1 to 100. Are you getting my point here? Okay. So, yeah, I want you to write this class also. Another program. For demo, while demo. So write a class called while demo. Put this code there and execute it. And the output should be 1 to 100. Clearer or not? Actually, is there a difference in execution between for and while? Is there any difference in execution between for and while? What? Loud, I did not get you. Condition means basically when you talk about for loop and while loop, yeah, both for loop and while loop are very similar in execution. Very similar in execution. Both of them are going to start the execution. Both of them are going to start the execution only if the given condition is satisfied. Only if the given condition is satisfied. But when to use a for loop and when to use a while loop means when you know the number of iterations, we use a for loop. When we don't know the number of iterations, then we use a while loop. For example, you are loading some data from a database table. You're loading some data from a database table and printing on the console window. Are you clear? You need to write code now. What is that? You need to connect to the database, load the data from a table in the database, and display that on the console window now. Okay, how many rows will be present in the table? We don't know. Yes or not? You know the table will contain only 100 rows. The table will contain only 100 rows. For loop is fine. But when you don't know the number of rows, what is that, sir? Why you don't know the number of rows? You never know, yaar. You written a program today. Today 100 rows are there. Tomorrow the number of rows in the table can become 1,000. But if in my code, if I say 100, it will print only 100 rows. You don't print me 1,000 rows now. Am I correct or not? The number of records in the table will be changing every day. Understood me? In such type of scenarios, we require to go for using a while loop. How the loop should run? Until the number of records loaded. Until the number of records loaded. Keep rolling out. If you're loading, I will execute the things. Where the loop stops, the loop also will stop. Understood? If you know the exact count, then only for loop can be used. When you don't know the exact count, you cannot use the for loop. Got the point or not? Okay, that's the difference between for and while. Otherwise, both will execute in the same way only. What is that? Checks the condition first, and if the condition satisfies, the loop will start the execution until the condition becomes false. Until the condition becomes false. So nothing difference in it. While working with the databases, I'll show you. Otherwise, I'll tell you a better example. Rows and columns of a table. Take an example like rows and columns of a table. The number of columns in a table is always fixed. The number of columns in a table is always fixed. A table will have fixed number of columns, but the number of rows in a table will always be changing. Suppose you want to refer to the columns of a table, use for loop. Why? That is fixed. But you want to refer to the rows of a table, don't use for loop. What you should use? While loop. Okay, while working with the databases, will practically show you the appropriate thing. In which scenarios for can be used and which scenarios while has to be used. Got it? Okay, while. Next, the third one. Do while. How do you write? Do statements while condition. See this? What is the output? Same now again. 1 to 100. Now also the output is going to be same, that is 1 to 100. Now answer this question. Is there a difference between for and while or similar we discussed all day? Is there a difference between for and while and do while on the other side? What are the difference? What is that? Executed for one time. Tell it more clearly. You cannot tell like this in entry, if condition true or false, it will execute one time. So describe it like that in the entry. The minimum number of executions in case of a do while loop is 1 and 0 in case of for and while. That is the difference you should tell. Understood me or not? What is that? The minimum number of executions in case of a do while is 1 because even if the condition doesn't satisfy also, it executes for one time. Reason, condition check is done in the last, not in the first. Yes or not? For and while, what I said you, both are same. If the condition satisfies, only they will start the execution. If the condition doesn't satisfy, they don't start the execution. Then what is the minimum number of executions then? 0. But here, 1. Are you clear? You want to execute at least once, then we need to go for this. For example, today we don't have this option, but if you have used ATM machines long back, if you have used ATM machines long back here, the ATM machines used to work like this. You do some transaction first. After end of the transaction, the system used to ask us, do you wish to continue and do another transaction? Do you wish to do one more transaction? Yes or no buttons. When you click on yes, again the menu will open now and you can do one more transaction. Again in the end it will ask you, one more transaction? Yes. Are you clear? Okay. See, if you go to an ATM, one transaction is guaranteed or not? Tell me. You are visiting an ATM to do some transaction, not to enjoy the AC there, na? Yes or not? So if you go into an ATM, one transaction is guaranteed transaction now. So now tell me, you swipe your card. First time should I ask you, do you wish to continue? Tell me. First time I don't ask you. When should I ask you? After completing the first transaction, I should ask you. That's a perfect example for a do while loop. First time you swipe your card and the PIN number menu will launch off. Won't ask you anything. You do the transaction. In the last, it will ask you, one more? Yes. Are you clear? Same way, you go to a restaurant, sitting on the table, the bearer comes to you and asks you what? Tell me, man, you never went to a restaurant. You're sitting on a table, the server came to you, ask you what? What do you want? Yes or not? You ordered something, eat. Second time will come here. What do you ask you? Do you want anything more? There's a reference now. First time, what are they asking you? What do you want? Second time, he's asking you anything more. First time, only will ask you, do you want anything more? What did I eat here? I came now. You're asking me anything more now? Yes or not? So that's the difference, you notice it. Minimum one execution required to while loop. Are you clear? One execution guarantee required. It should be a do while loop. That's the difference between for and while. So tomorrow someone asks you an interview, what is the answer? The minimum number of executions in case of for loop and while loop are 0 because in both these cases, the loop starts its execution only when the given condition is satisfied, whereas the minimum number of executions in case of do while loop is 1 because in this case, after executing the loop for the first time, then it will check for the condition to continue the loop's execution. Minimum is 1. Hope you guys are clear? No doubts now? So when to use a for loop? When you know the exact count, for loop. Then to use a while loop? When I don't know. Until a given condition is satisfied, run this. Do while loop, minimum Once you want an execution, then go for using a do while loop. And the fourth one, what we have new is for each loop. For each loop. Basically, guys, this for each loop is especially designed for accessing values from arrays and collections. I repeat, this for each loop is especially designed for accessing values from arrays and collections. Okay, I'll tell you how to use this particular thing. I have one more small topic remaining here, that is the jump statements. After completing these jump statements, I'll start with arrays. When I start arrays, I teach you how to use the for each loop, because you cannot use it normally. That can be used only with arrays and collections only. Directly, just like a for loop, I cannot use a for each loop directly like this. There should be an array or a collection, then only for each loop can be used. Okay. So after completing the jump statements discussion, I teach you arrays, then I'll tell you about the for each loop. Okay, now I'm skipping it now, guys. I given the syntax there, but I'm skipping the discussion for the time being now. Next, we learned about this also in our C language. Do you remember? What's a jump statement? What's a jump statement? Describe. That's what I'm telling you. You go to interviews tomorrow. What will answer? Describe it. What it will do? It will jump the control from one line to another line. Jump. Understand what is the meaning of jump? It is going to jump from one line to another line. A statement which is going to transfer the control from one line to another line of execution is what we call as a jump statement. Remember, we already learned all these jump statements in your C language also. 4 jump statements. What are the 4? Go to, break, continue, return. These 4 are called as jump statements basically. We call them as jump statements. Go to, break, continue, return. The first jump statement is go to. What is this? It allows us to jump directly to another specified line in the program indicated by a label, which is an identifier followed by a colon. Understand, guys? Look at the 4 lines of code. Look at the 4 lines of code. If I write this code in a main method and execute, what is the output? Louder. Go to called. Go to called. It won't print you hello world. What it prints you? Go to called. Why? Because you're writing here go to XXX. What is XXX? Label. What is it? Label. Actually, the syntax is go to label. What are the labels for? Anything followed by a colon is what we call as a label. See it clearly mentioned here, indicated by a label, which is an anything that is followed by a colon is called as a label. So what is the syntax? Go to label. So control will immediately jump here now and skips you hello world. What is the output? Go to called. Are you clear? Can you write this code in a program and test it now? Write a class called go to demo. I want all these programs to be implemented by you. For demo, while demo, do while demo, go to demo. Okay, write separate classes. Okay, don't combine everything. Write separate classes, execute and watch the outputs. What you should get? Go to called. You should get go to called because the control is jumping from here to here now. Got it? Okay. So the go to is the same. Second, break. The next jump statement is break. Where do we use break? We already used break in the morning. Nah. Switch case. We use break in 2 scenarios here. We use break in 2 scenarios. Just a minute. How do they user input for the conditioning loop? Already explained you read line, use a read line and use the variable names there. That's all. In for loop initializer, why using int? Why we are not using string or var? Where can be used? Where I is equals to 1, you can use it. Why can't we use a string? That's what I clearly explained to you. For loop is to execute a number of times, 10 times, 20 times. Can you say string s is equals to 1? Tell me. Can you say string s is equals to 1? No, that is not possible. That's what I clearly explained you. Count based only for loop can be used. Count based only for loop can be used. Count based means integer only can be used. String cannot be used. How do they use an input for the condition loop? Use a read line, man. Before you start the loop, use a read line and use the substitute variable there now. Yes, do while will run one time. Yeah, we already used a break in our code. Where we used switch case. We use break in two scenarios here. Let's break in two scenarios. First scenario, switch case. Second scenario, it can be used under any loop. It can be used under any loop to terminate the execution of a loop. To terminate the execution of a loop. Okay, for example, look this. For I is equals to 1, I less than or equal to 100, I plus plus. For the one who asked this question, can you say for string I is equals to 1? No, you cannot. Okay, so it should be count based. It should be count based. When you say count based, it must be integer only, cannot be whatever data type you want. Okay, fine. Inside of it, let me write console dot write line I. Next, console dot write line end of the loop. Tell me, what is the output of this program? 1 to 100. The output of this program is going to be 1 to 100. Afterwards, end of the loop. Afterwards, it is going to print to end of the loop. Am I correct? 1 to 100, end of the loop. Okay. But guys, if I add a condition here, what is the condition? If I is equals to 50, break. What is the output? 1 to 50, end of the loop. 1 to 50, end of the loop. Why? Whenever you use break, the control will immediately jump out of the block. Immediately jump out of the block. Remember, in a switch case also, remember there's a block now. You read break. Break is immediately jumping out of the switch block now. It immediately jumping out of the switch block. It jumps out of the switch block. Same way, if I say break, immediately it is going to jump out of the for block. And what you print here? End of the loop. You can use this in any loop here. For loop, while loop, do while loop, for each loop. Whatever is the loop, if you want to terminate a loop in the middle, what we should use? Break. Understood or not? When I was explaining this in one of my previous batches, a student raised the question, sir, if you want to print 1 to 50, you can write I is equals to 1, I less than equal to 50 only. Na? Why did you write I less than equal to 100? If I is equals to 50, break. Array, my intention is not printing 1 to 100, 50. My intention is to tell you how to use a break there. That's all. That's my point or not? My intention is to tell how to use a break. Tomorrow, you'll be writing some loops. You'll be writing some loops. In the loops, you'll be writing some conditions. If this condition is met, means something wrong. Stop it. See, you're traveling in a lift. There are 100 floors in the building now. You are in the lift now. For every floor, you have a button. Yes or not? You are just going to travel to 50th floor. You press 50. Once it goes to 50, it stops there. Am I correct? But I still see a stop button in the lift here. Why? I still see a stop button in the lift. I don't require to stop it now. Once it goes to my floor, it will stop it. Why there is a stop button in the lift? That's something what we use in case of emergency. That is something what we use in case of any emergency. Use the stop button. Right or not? Exactly. Tomorrow when you are writing code in the real time, you are working with some loops now. You're working with some loops now. A big loop which runs for 1 lakh times. In that we'll be writing some conditions. or if this condition is happening, where something is wrong, stop the loop. Stop the loop. Don't continue. Are you clear? That is like an emergency stopping. Emergency stopping. We just use the break statements. Okay. It's not like we want to print from 1 to 50. If we write the break above print statement, yes, na, where you write out, I'll let that only behaves it. If you write it before, it will break you there only now. Okay. So that's what the use of the break statement. So break statement is used in two scenarios. One, switch case, to jump out of a case block. Second, any loop. So what? To terminate the loop. To terminate the loop. If all you want to terminate the loop, we use it. Yeah, guys, you can have a look. The arrow marks indicates you from where to where the jump is happening now. From break to cancel that right line out of the for loop. Okay. If I use this above right line, it will jump from there only. I want to print 50 won't be printed then. What will print you 1 to 40? 1 to, if I write if condition before the right line, it is 1 to 49 now. That's it. Got it? Well, guys, third one. What is the third one? Yes. Any guess where we use it? Where we use it? Where we use continue. Continue can be used only in a loops here. You can't use wherever you want. Continue can be used only in loops, mainly for loop. You can use in any loop, but mainly for loop. Mainly we just use it in the for loop basically. Okay, for loop and for each loop. Mainly for loop and for each loop only we just use this particular continuous statement. What will happen? Will it execute only both loops or only inner loop? No, man, power problem. ఇదొకనే ఉంది చూడండి అది ఫ్యాన్ స్విచ్ ఆన్ చేయలేదు ఇది కాదురా ఇది అక్కడ ఆఫ్ చేసావా Yeah, just want to tell you all about this. For you guys to practice, I have given up all these logical programs to you in the bottom of your notes. Nearly some 30 to 40 programs are given for you to practice basically. Prime numbers, swapping numbers, reverse, binary, palindrome, Fibonacci series, factorial, Armstrong number, sum of digits of a given number, until single number. Suppose you have a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you add it, it's 15. Yes or not? If you still add it, it is 60. See, this program will give you 15, but this program will give you 6. 1 plus 5 added, and finally up to single digit. Next, printing the given number in words. Leap year or not. The large number in an array. Reverse, string reverse. Counting the number of words in each string. Length of a string. Number of characters in each string. Reverse of the words, not string reverse, words reverse. Understood? Hello, how are you? How it prints you? You are how, hello. Not the string, it is a word reverse. Converting it to lowercase, uppercase, Pascal case, unique characters in a string. If you print hello, if you type hello, H is unique, E is unique, O is unique, L is not unique now. Same way, duplicate. L is a duplicate character now. Roman numbers. All this. Is what you're expecting? That's what. Everything I just given up in the bottom to you for practice, guys. Clear? Don't expect this. This is why I was telling in C# or Java or Python, they don't teach you this level. Why? Because it's an awesome. There is a lot to tell you. I cannot spend my time here. Okay? So that's a basic stuff. Knowledge is required. That's why I'm telling you from day 1 onwards for you. Okay? So because if I spend time here, if I spend all my time here, it'll take for me another 1 more month to complete my course. Okay? But just for your practice, I've given everything for you in the bottom of your particular notes. Even sorting programs like a bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, shell sort. These are sorting algorithms we learned in quick sort. Yes. Totally some 40 logical programs are given for all of you to practice in the bottom of your notes. You have everything in the bottom. How to analyze, how to debug them, I'll show you. When we start working with Visual Studio, I'll show you clearly like how to understand the appropriate code. Just simply if I give out the code, you don't understand now. Okay, how to debug the code, I'll tell you. Step by step, line by line, you can see how to run the code. I'll teach you when you work with Visual Studio. Okay, so we will learn it in the end of this week. Working with Visual Studio. Then I'll show you about it. Yeah. Where are we now? Go to completed, completed. Next one is, where do we use this continue? Continue is actually used, a continue statement, if you see, that is used only in loops, mainly for loop, for each loop. Mainly for loop and for each loop. I'm removing this, guys. What is the output? 1, 2. Actually, guys, I feel like 7 is an unlucky number. I feel like 7 is an unlucky number and should not be printed in the output. Should not be printed in the output. If that is the case, how do you write now? Perhaps you should write 1 to 6, 8 to 100. I don't want to say 77 also. Okay, three loops. 1 to 6, 8 to 76, 78 to, you can't write that many number of loops. Nah. Yes or not? Simplest way is if I is equals to 7 and I is equals to 77. Continue. The output of the program is 1 to 100 without the 7 and 77. Without the 7 and 77. What we continue to? The continue statement will not jump out of the block. Where it jumps, it jumps to the iteration part of the loop. Where it jumps, iteration part of the loop. Now the loop started. I value 1. I value 1. Condition true or false? I value 1, condition 2. Condition false. What is your condition? I is equals to 7, I is equals to 77. But I value is 1 now. So condition, so it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Condition false, man. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I became 7. Condition true. Yes or not? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now I is 7. Condition true or not? Right? When condition is true, it will go to continue. And continue will take you to I became 8 now. 7 is not printed, you notice it? And when I is 7, immediately continue will transfer the control to I plus plus and make it 8. So 7 is not printed now. Understand the meaning? Makes it 8 and continues the loop now. It's not stopping the loop. So it is simple English, man. Continuing the loop execution. I is 8. Loop continues now. Again, when will this condition satisfy? When I is 77. Means from 8 to 76 printed out. Again, I is 77. Condition true now. Again, will take you to I plus plus makes it 78 and continues the loop. So 7 is not printed. 77 is also not printed. 7 is not printed and 77 is also not printed. For example, guys, you are writing some code like this here. What is it? In a school, examinations are conducted. Corrections are happened, everything happened. Now, the data is completely present in the database. Now, you need to print the mark sheets of the students now. You need to print the mark sheets of the students. There are some 1,000 students in different classes. And for all the students, the mark sheet should be printed. So you have run a program now. You have written a program. And using that program, you are fetching the data from the database for a student. You are aligning it and printing the mark sheet. This is what you are doing now. You are writing, the code is executing and printing all. Okay? There are 1,000 students totally. In these 1,000, some students are absent for the examination. They did not attend the examination. Do I need to print the mark sheet of them? No need, no? See, printing the mark sheet is a looping process now. 1,000 students are there. It should be a loop. I write a loop now. The loop keeps on running. The loop keeps on running. But on the top of the loop, I have a condition on the first. What the condition? If student is not absent, only print me. If student is absent, why should I print the mark list now? Student did not write the examinations at all. There is no need of providing a mark sheet for him now. Are you clear? So first condition, student absent. Continue. First line only. What is that? If student is absent, continue. Means go to the next student. Go to the next. Don't print this now. So loop runs now. Whenever student absent condition is true, immediately the continual statement will take off to the next student and skips you those particular iterations. Am I clear? Yes or not? See, this is how it happens. Clear or not? So from continue to I plus plus. Write and see. You won't see 7, you won't see 77 in the output. 1 to 100 without 7 and 77. So mainly, guys, we can use continue only in the loops. And that too, for loop, for each loop. For loop and for each loop only that will be feasible to use. Okay? So to skip a particular iteration, they use the continue statement basically. That is the need of continue. That is the need of the continue actually. Okay. Last one, written. Yes. What is the need of written? You learned written in C language. What is the need of written? Tell me. Written a value. Yeah, this is what our teachers have said, that return statement is to return a, remember or not? Return statement is to return a value from a function. This is what our teachers have taught us. But that's wrong. Even my teacher taught me like that only. When I learned my C language, my teacher taught me like that only. Return is to return a value. Return can return a value, but not return is to return a value. What is this, sir? Do you understand my statement? Return can return a value, but return is not to return a value. Then return is a jump statement here, to jump out of a function. Return is a jump statement to jump out of a function. While jumping out, if required, it is capable of carrying a value outside. That is secondary, not primary. What the teachers have taught us, when I learned my C language, also my teachers said the same point only to me. What is that? Return is to return a value. Return is not to return a value, man. Return is to jump out of the function. While jumping out, if required, it can carry a value. That's what we are returning a value. Returning a value is not mandatory. Returning a value is only optional. The main intention of return is to jump out of a function. Jump out of a function. Are you clearer or not? Okay, someone raised a question above. I skipped it. What is that? Will it execute both loops or only inner loop? Where you write it, that loop only will be skipped. I think it is asking for exit. Sorry, asking for break. Where you use, there only it will. If you have two loops now, one loop inside and the loop nested. If you use a break inside, jump out of the inner loop, not out of the outer loop. Where you used up to that area only. Okay. But what about return? Return means not out of a loop or something, completely out of the function. Completely out of the function, it will jump. I'll show you a practical example to you to understand about it. So that will be clear. I want to write a program here, table.cs. What's my intention? My intention is very simple. I wanted to add one more loop. How to skip particular range like 50 to 60. How to skip 50 to 60? Write a condition here. If I greater than or equal to 50 and I less than or equal to 60. Why you need another loop? Write a condition. That's all. Continue. So it is going to skip from 50 to 60 now. That's all. You have to write your conditions carefully there. That's it. Yeah. I want to write a small program, man. What is the program? The program is I want to prompt the user for entering a number. And whatever number the user enters, I want to print the multiplication table of that number. Suppose you enter 5. Print the multiplication table of 5 now. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, until 5 tens are 50. Are you clear? If you enter 13, it should print the multiplication table of 13. Whatever is the number, the multiplication table of that number should be printed. Clearer or not? That's the requirement. Okay, let's try writing code using system. Class table static void main. Now, first prompting the user console dot right line, enter an integer value. Int I is equals to int dot parse. Okay, console dot write line, just reading the number. What next? I want to print the multiplication table of this number now. To print it, I'm writing a for loop. For int I is equals to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Just a minute here, we have used I here and here, same name. So let me change the name as X here. Okay. Now, console dot write line. Guys, how am I expecting the output? 5 into 1 is equals to 5. 5 into 2 is equals to 10. This is how I'm expecting the output. Okay, to achieve it, can I try like this? X into I is equals to X into I. String interpolation again, dollar sign. So what will come now? In the place of X, the user enter number will come now. 5 or 6 or whatever it is. In the place of I, 1 to 10 will come. In the place of X into I, the user enter number into I, the final result. So it has to print you the exact multiplication table for you. Let us see. Sorry. CSC table.cs. Oh, we used right line there. We'll correct it. But see there. Printed you now. Let me change it. I used right line here. It's a mistake. What's it? Right. Six. Any number your choice. I'm entering 24. Prints you. Anything. Okay. Well, now few things I just want to add here. What is that? Tomorrow, if the user enters minus 24, then also it will print me the table. Tell me, yes or no? Why no? Why no? In print you. But we never learned multiplication tables of negative numbers. Negative number multiplication table not required here. Positive integer only. If negative, it is only a minus before that. Doesn't change, na? So that's why our teachers have never taught you for negative. What they taught is only positive. Only signed, unsigned. Only unsigned. Only unsigned. Okay. So that's why I want to clearly ask the user, enter an unsigned integer value. I want to ask the user, enter an unsigned integer value. Recompile. I asked it, the user entering a number, but still I have a doubt. What is the doubt? If I say enter unsigned integer value, what is the guarantee user will enter it? Everyone listens to your words, huh? Tell me. Still there is a chance of entering whatever they want. Got it or not? Okay, they still have a chance of entering whatever they want. Okay. If the user enters unsigned integer, basically I want to restrict it now. Like I want to restrict this. How if the user is going to enter unsigned integer, I don't accept it. I don't want to accept that value. You print on the monitor. What is it? Please enter unsigned integers only. If you enter minus 18, it has to print a message. Please enter unsigned integers only. Okay. How are you going to do that? First thing is, I will make this as int. Negatives are not accepted anywhere now. Yes or not? So if the user enters a negative number, error will come off on this line now. Error will come off on this line. Error will come on this line. Let us see. Recompile. If I enter This is fine. But see, if I'm entering -9, error. There's an error in the code now. There is a error in the code. Something that is printing some error message. Some error message is printing, that is secondary, but they're getting an error. No, I don't want to see an error. What do you want to see? If it happens, print me a message telling please enter unsigned integers only. Did you understand me or not? Okay. Understand about the parse method, all of you. Understand about, already explained about the parse method yesterday. What the parse method will do? The parse method will convert a given string representation of a value back into the type on which you call the method now. Back into the type on which you call the method. What is that? String S1 is equals to 100. I want to convert this into integer now. How do you write? Int I is equals to S1. Same I explained you. String S2 is equals to 34.56. Double D is equals to double dot parse S2. Same way, string S3 is equals to true. Bool B is equals to bool dot parse S3. Remember a point, the parse method will do a conversion provided the value is compatible. The parse method will do a conversion provided the value is compatible. What do you mean? Array, you give something and convert into something, error will come here. If I say int j is equals to, they'll throw you error now. They'll throw you error. Why? How can you convert 34.56 into integer value there? Tell me. It's not valid. Why? 34.56 cannot be converted into integer. You can convert this into integer now. Right or wrong? So the parse method has limitations. What limitations? If the conversion cannot be done, it will throw you error. If the conversion cannot be done, it will throw you error. Hope I am clear, all of you? Yes or not? If the conversion cannot be performed, it is going to throw you a error. To overcome this problem, we have another method also available called as try parse. What is that? Try parse. All of you carefully observe how to use. Int dot in the place of parse. What is it? Try parse. What you should pass it? What should be converted? S1. Second, where the converted value should be stored? The converted value should be stored in a integer variable. We need to declare the variable like this here. What is the meaning? This is the output. This is the output. See the difference here. In the first case here, you are declaring a variable here and capturing the result into I. In the second case, you are declaring the variable here and capturing the result into I. In both, you are doing the same thing only, but the capturing style is different. Here you are capturing like this, and here you are capturing like this. You have a doubt here. Why, sir? Why this confusion? Why can't I capture it like this only? Like parse, why can't I capture it like this only? Because here, what is the result of the parse method? What is the return type? Integer. What is the return type? Integer. But here, the try parse method's return type is Boolean, guys. It's not going to return an integer, Boolean. What is the difference? The difference is, listen. Now, is S1 compatible of converting into integer or not? Come on, man. Is this value compatible of being converted to integer or not? Compatible now? Okay. Now, compatible or not compatible? Not compatible now. So this will throw you throws error. But this method doesn't throw error. Returns false, indicating conversion fail. It won't throw you error. It won't throw you error. Without throwing error, it will return you false, indicating conversion failed. Okay. Just a second. Let us make it like this now. How? Now tell me, any error? Tell me. No error now? No error. Here, returns true, indicating conversion succeeded. Are you clear or not? If conversion succeeded, your value will be present in I now. If conversion succeeded, your value will be present in I. If conversion failed, why do you bother what is present in I now? When you require to verify success, if it will failure, you need to check what is in I now. Understood my point or not? So it is returning two results. Did you notice? It is returning two results. One is the Boolean, second one, the integer. How many results are coming? Two results. You'll ask me a question like this. Why is it like this? Why did they implement it like this? Don't you remember in C language here, a function can return one value only here. A function cannot return multiple values. Didn't you learn this in C language? The return value of a function can be only one. You cannot have multiple value returns now. But how many values you want to return? You have two. So that is why they introduce a new style now. One is like this. One is like this. Okay. I will teach you about this in detail when I start with object-oriented programming, how to write our own functions like this. I'll tell you about it. But now remember, we are getting two results. This is one result. This is one result. Are you clear? Now let us come back to our original program. Can I change this to try-parse now? Try-parse. And this U-index declaration should not be here, man. Here it should be. Yeah. Got it? And here, bool status. Bool status. Are you clearer or not? Okay, if the status is true, what is the meaning? Conversion success. If that is false, conversion failed. Clear now? Okay. If conversion failed, do you want to execute the for loop? Tell me. If the conversion failed, do you want to execute the for loop? If status equal to false, conversion failed, right? That's it. See there, I did not use the return to return any value now. Yes or not? When I use return, the control will immediately jump to end of the function, but not function for us now. Method. In old languages, both are same, just the terminology different, that's all. If the status is false, what will happen? Return statement will transfer the control here. Guys, before I return, I want to display a message to the user. Before I return, I want to display a message to the user. What do you want to display? I want to display console dot write line. Please enter unsigned integers only. Please enter unsigned integers only. Come on, guys, have a look. Recompiling the code, executing it now. See, I'm printing 10. Got the result down? I'm printing minus 10. Are you clearer or not? Okay, please enter unsigned integers only. Clearly tell you unsigned integers are only allowed here, but not nothing. Why? Because this Boolean here is false. You want to print and show me the Boolean value? Console dot write line status. Just for your understanding, I'm showing you. Sorry. Did not recompile here. Recompiling it. Observe. 10. Now true or false? Got it? Minus 98. Understood the difference between parse and try-parse, all of you? Parse also will do a conversion, try-parse also will do a conversion, but parse doesn't have error handling in it, but try-parse has error handling in it. Understood me or not? Both are present in int only. Int dot parse, int dot try parse. Double dot parse, double dot try parse. If you want to handle the errors, use try parse. No, let the error come. Use parse. Okay, that is the difference between parse and try parse. So did you guys understand how to use a return statement? When I say return, see the control is jumping from end of the method. Yeah, that's a good question. So the thing you're asking is, sir, can I use a break here? Come on, answer me. Can I use a break here? Come on, anyone. It can come out of the. You're wrong. Array, use your common sense first. Where can I use a break? Loop and switch case. You don't have a loop there, you don't have a switch case there, and how do you use a break now? Array, that's what I explained in the morning, man. What to use what? Understand that first. If you want to use a break, what should be present? Switch case should be present there. Loop should be present there. Do you have it? Then how can you use a break now? Did you catch my point? Can I use a continue? Can I use a continue? No, why? To use a continue also loop is required. Am I correct? Can I use go to? Can I use go to? Yes, you can use go to, but don't forget, if you use go to, you need a label in the bottom again. What? How can be used? Are you clear? So what can be used here? Go to can be used. Return can be used. Break cannot be used. Continue cannot be used. That's what. I'm not simply telling you what is break and go to continue. I'm trying to explain you what to use where. You learned about this in your C language. Yeah. My point is to tell you when should use a break and when to use a continue and when to use a return. Are you clear or not? To use a break, what is required? To use a break, what is required? Switch case or loop. Switch case or loop. To use continue? Loop. To use go to? Label. To use go to? Label required. To use break? Switch case or loop is required. To use continue? Loop is required. To use return? Nothing required. But where you are returning out, it won't bring you out of a loop or out of something. It will directly bring you out of the function directly. Understood or not? If you write 1,000 lines of code in a function and write return in second line, the remaining 999 lines of code will not execute now. Understood? So that's what brings out of that. First, before you write something, analyze yourself. What is your exact requirement from where you want to come out? Is the not try the first things correctly now. Either break or go to or loop or return. Is that clear, all of you? These are the four statements what we have in our C#. Okay, so I'm sorry, let me add that to return. And if you notice, I did not return any value. That only I said you, man. Return is to return a value. Return is to return a value is wrong. Return is to jump. Returning a value is optional, not mandatory. In the secondary job, the main purpose of return is jumping out. That's what I shown you clearly. Is it clear? Let's stop here, guys. We can do tomorrow. Practice, guys, practice. Don't leave anything. If you have any problem, bring your laptops into the classroom. Clear? Let's stop here. Break also. Na? Riyazuddin, you understood? I can't use breaker. How often we use unsigned types in real time? One C. Suppose you want salary.